No, not at all. And that is, again, I thought it was going to be a Whamai because, again, we see that a lot now, especially for like things like the garage. You can kind of stack the Whamai and
Mhm,
Jaeger in a way where the changes don't really affect it so much. But yeah, having the Jaeger taken away, um,
mhm.
it's an interesting one. And again, I'm not sure entirely whether that's more because they know that members of Queen are comfortable on the Jaeger more than anything. Um, because again, in terms of secondary utility, I'm not really too sure about that. I still think Wamai would have perhaps been a stronger ban there. But again, Davina starting on defense, perhaps they wanted to get some kind of utility burn out the way, but they wanted to
Mhm.
perhaps use Wamai for themselves where they can get rid of not only, grenades, it's also things like Capital bolts, things like that if Queen do decide to take it, because obviously Capital is still on the board and Capital still is a golden oldie for this map.
Yeah, I mean, I'm just looking at this. I think the Jaegerban makes a fair bit of sense. What I'm seeing on the side of Team Queen is the utility that they're bringing. They've got a couple of operators with frag grenades. You're looking at the Sledge and the Maverick. But also, on top of that, you've got Luna playing with the Ace with the Selmas, Mia with multiple lifelines available for Zofia. And then also, finally, you've got Miss Mitty playing on the Ash. Miss Mitty on the Ash, actually, spoke about that on the entry. Very pivotal position there, looking at the spearhead position that she's gonna have to take up here. I'm interested to see how she's gonna perform with this.
Yeah, I mean, she's a very, very strong player. And this is the thing. I think that a lot of people maybe expected. I think it wasn't Luna. Luna was playing entry last time, so to see
Mhm.
Luna on a support role is very interesting to me. It feels like they want that very, very, very sturdy, strong backbone, that almost terrifying backbone. But then you've got a terrifying entry of Miss Marie, and this is a really nice like little combo to see happen. And I am excited. Already they're not really been contested taking any of this map control, Fraser.
Mhm.
There's not really an extended hold or like
Ooh,
a
Garage.
roam per se, I'll say.
Sup
You know, Marie's just allowed to wander here, and this is a little bit. No, I would say it's like an immediate, like a big yikes situation. It is
yeah.
only the first round, so Davina Victoria want to put the feelers out, but I would say that perhaps maybe it's a little bit more presence, but in different areas. Obviously,
Mhm.
we do see that Connie is in the garage, but I would prefer her to be causing a bit more of a time waste, especially around those hatches, which are getting open very quickly. I think within the first minute they were open, Fraser.
I'm just waiting to see whether or not they're gonna clear it. The drone work right now maybe quite not up to the same scratch that you might like. Tina will take a fair bit of damage inside of Arsenal. Shishka's already made her way in through Dirt. Already at the bottom of it now. Looking over towards potential kill there. Luna will take down Tina. That's a Legion dead. No more Gumans get dropped out. Very quick and expedient usage of their Ace. Must open up that main kitchen hatch. There you got Miss Barcode playing over by Lounge. Connie's rotating up through construction. She hasn't been cleared out. They did a roam clearance upstairs using drones, but it wasn't quite enough. Sarah would take down Shishka, and Miss Marie takes down Sarah in retaliation, and Luna's already going in for the plan. It's been covered from kitchen. It looks like Mia's relocating to go in for a better position for the post plan. Miss Marie will take down Ava. 4v2 situation now as the plant has gone down. Connie finally strikes from up above, going in for a double.
Ooh.
Won't quite connect it. And that's going to be an early round win for Team Queen.
Yeah, and again, I'd say that even, provided the fact that Davina didn't really contest the map control as much as perhaps I would have liked them to, I will say that, you know, to still take the time and give it a bit of caution and then go for the plant at the 1 minute mark, that's really good going for Team Queen. um, so, they saw the opportunity, they took it, and then it's a retake situation. Very difficult in that situation as well. Yeah, Connie did, she tried her best
Mhm.
there, but ultimately, it's very difficult to then rotate back to site when you've allowed. Again, this is the interesting thing, Fraser. The
Mhm.
the control really needed to be kept around that main stairs kind of kitchen bar area, and I understand kind of just roaming a bit away to then catch them on a flank later on. But I think for that initial part of the round, you really do need a bit of time waste. You need them to be droning you out. You need them to at least spot you so they know you're out and about somewhere. And then they have to hunt you down. And it's not just a case of
Mhm.
them just very quickly, literally within the first minute, opening those hatches up and then getting the plant down on the 1 minute mark. It's yeah, I want to see a little bit more of a nuisance roam here.
Yeah, I mean, from the qualifiers, one of the things that I can remember was the fact that they genuinely had Connie playing upstairs alongside another player. A couple of times it was Sarah, a couple of times it was Baby. I'm looking over towards the duo of Connie and Sarah upstairs. I'm really hoping they can maybe nail that down if they're trying to go out on a roam. You've got that C4 in the pocket for Sarah. Connie setting up some rotates upstairs. So again, what you're seeing, a fair amount of investment is being applied upstairs to try and hold on to this for a significant period of time. The question will be, is Team Queen going to clear this out? I hope so.
But again, it's interesting because they're not really going for a perhaps they are going for a bit of a clear now. We see Luna. I think Luna's just actually rotating to the kitchen. You know, if there's an opportunity to kind of get on site relatively quickly and go for the plant without having to clear, you know, people who are kind of the other side of the map, really, I think they are going to take that. I think this roam needs to be more focused again around this main stairs. You know, you've got the Aruni, you know, she can punch holes with her arm. Why not hold logistics? Why not break open that floor? You know, everyone's seen that angle in logistics where you can kind of watch kitchen hatch a little bit. Why isn't Connie holding there? That's what I'd like to see.
Just having a little bit of trouble there with the bionic arm. Skill and Key going to be opening up onto that main hallway there. Just open up a little bit of pressure, force any defenders back. You know, a little kind of like, a little bit of a warning there. So Connie's going to be able to hold on to that main lounge doorway here. Sarah close by for some moral support and also for the refragability of this position. So Mystery's going to try and clear this out, but the problem that I see playing out here is that they're not really applying any major pressure onto the defenders upstairs. They're able to waste significant amounts of time. Sarah rotating downstairs. I'm concerned about the refrag potential here.
Yeah, ooh, well, that was a little bit of a cheeky 2K there coming through from Team Queen, taking out BB and Sarah, respectively. So now, again, we're in a 5v3 situation. This is why I'd, again, like to see Connie rotate back to site, Fraser.
Yeah. I mean, the plant's already going down on Luna. You do see the crossfires being held there. Connie is going to get a chance from Dart. Shishka takes her down and leaving it in a 5v1. Not going to happen. A flawless round coming down and a flawless flurry of kills at that. Luna not only getting the plant down, but also the final kill to seal that round out.
Yeah, I mean, you know, Team Queen looking very, very strong right now. They're seeing these opportunities and they're taking them. And this is the interesting thing. I'd like to see Davina Victoria get a little bit more opportunistic. I think, again, I understand going for the long flank phrase. I completely do. I completely understand that. And this was such a cheeky pick. You've really got to mind your P's and Q's and be careful when those doors are open. But yeah, I really do wish that roam was just a bit closer to that initial point of action for the attackers getting into the building, I suppose. Again, the logistics hold would be perfect for that, because even if you die within, you waste about a minute and then you die, you've still wasted a minute, you know what I mean?
Yeah, exactly that. I mean, it's looking at what you're actually getting out of either a roam play or a roam clearance. What we're seeing from the side of Davina Victoria, well, the kill that Connie got while she was out in the roam, unfortunately, it was, well, considered meaningless when the plant's already gone down. And there's not really an opportunity to rotate back onto the bomb site at that point. I'm looking over towards Davina Victoria. I think it makes sense that they've changed the bomb site here, got up to cast CCTV. What's your thoughts on that?
10 seconds left.
See, I thought they would have started at CCTV cache, and I think that this is potentially one of the easiest sites to defend on the basis that, the attackers have to get that giant wall open and take a lot of different angles of control before they can even think about even moving towards site. So it's a good place to start, but they're going there now, and that's fair enough. I think that's a sound decision to make. And again, I saw there's a really interesting Aruni placement that I've seen people do in other leagues recently as well, where they kind of get that garage wall open to stop people from rotating in underneath the rafters.
Ooh, nice flash. Well done, Marie. So we're looking at this right now. That's a very early opening on this wall already, and I like that. It's very clean.
It is, and this is a thing as well. Like, if all this fails, we can just go underneath and shoot it out. But it's going to give you a little bit of a, a little bit of a gap as well to throw his flashes in. Albeit slightly off one of them, but we do appreciate it. We do appreciate it. And again, look at how much pressure is being applied already by Team Queen, Fraser.
Yeah, 100%. I mean, what we're seeing is they're recognizing there's pressure inside a garage. They're not applying any meaningful pressure onto that one just yet. They're focusing almost entirely on opening up this main CCTV wall. And then likely later on down the line, we're going to see them trying to extend that pressure outwards. I'm keeping my eye right now on Sarah. Is she going to go for a run out? Is this going to impact on a kill onto the sledge?
Yeah, this is what I'm curious about also, because there is a tiny bit of coverage for the sledge if they do decide to push against the wall a bit more.
Yep.
Again, though, there's I think Connie is downstairs again, and you know we are seeing Sarah there within the kind of gym bedroom area as well. And it's this very extended hold they want to do when the attack seems to be going a bit more up close and personal, I'll say.
Yeah, so Bibi will get the first kill onto Mia. This is Zofia. Dead. Good start, but Shishka will take down one in return. Either off the board. Well, it's going to be the one. Well, my dead. That's the garage pressure. Pretty much completely stymied. Connie isn't going to be able to connect the player. Pushing up on towards catwalk now. Lunar making their way up slowly but surely. Shishka has the diffuser. It's not going to be Lunar this time. I think that's important to highlight. Swissbury trying to get the kill. They're recognizing there's a player down below, but they haven't dealt with that one just yet. Garage pressure has kind of slowed down quite substantially here. We need to start seeing that execute coming on through. Let's see how they're going to try and apply pressure onto that B-bomb. Swissbury having a wee look around, can't quite find the player. That is down below inside a blue for now. Connie swinging across, will split out the buck. The plant's going down by Shishka. C4 goes flying out, but it's not going to connect in time. Shishka's going to be able to get the plant down in a 3v1. Connie yet again in an unwinnable position. And unfortunately not able to win that one out. Team Queen, another excellent execute coming down onto the bomb site, and another plant going down.
Yeah, I really think that it would be interesting to see if, you know, BTITANS decide to turn around now and go for a bit more of a turtley defense. Again, a bit more close to sight, because I really think they are being caught a little bit off guard by having less presence on site directly, less presence around those places that are usually, you know, step one of the attacker's main attack. So I would be curious to see if they decide to mix things up now, because I really think these extended holds and extended roams aren't really working out. We are seeing more intel be brought to the board here as well. And again, I'm not sure whether it's because they want to be aware now, like, okay, they're actually attacking more directly. We don't need to do this massive extended hold. So again, I do like the fact that we're now seeing the 6 onto Valkyrie. And I really hope that intel is then used to be like, yeah, they're just immediately, you know, trying to take Garage Lounge. They're trying to take the main wall and put pressure on the window as well. Let's be a bit more close to sight. Let's keep top red. Let's keep cash. Let's keep garage.
I think the Valkyrie makes a lot of sense. She's a very powerful operator, not only with the C4, but also these Valkyrie cameras. When we see the information that you're able to achieve with them, I'm really looking over towards how are they planning on denying that main wall getting opened up. Is it going to be through the use of a bandit? Well, they've recognized there's not too much point of that anymore. With the Maverick and the Ace, you're almost guaranteed that that wall will get opened up at some point or another. I love Shishka dearly. I will be honest, she's not the best with the Maverick at times, but you know what? Today she's doing pretty damn well at it. I've seen her MS Paint skills. It is not up to scratch. That's all I'm going to say. Sorry, Shishka. But,
Is that what Maverick is? MS Paint?
It is MS Paint, it is. It's like, you know... Can you just imagine Bob Ross playing Siege? His main operator, Maverick. Regardless, Luna's going to be able to open up onto that garage wall already, utilizing the Ace Thelmas for that garage wall, because they can't use Habana due to the fact that Divina Victoria banned that out.
Yeah, ooh, I got a little bit worried for people's toesies then, but no, that is moving safely, and now this wall is going to get nice and open. Yeah, there we are. That's what we like to see. Really fluid teamwork so far from Team Queen. That's how I'd describe it, fluid.
You would never believe that Team Queen was first formed back in 2018. No, you'd never tell. Actually, you would, when you look at the chemistry and the synergy that some of these players have together. When you look at the bonds that they've created, I think it's really remarkable.
Yeah, 100%. And again, this is JJ why I was so excited to... Ooh!
Oh, that was a lovely little shot coming down from Shishka onto Ava. That's the one wide dead. Bibi's still playing in there, but will get demolished. So that's going to be Garage Catwalk in control of Team Queen. Corey, no more C4 in the pocket, so I'm looking over towards how are they going to deny the plant from going down. It's not going to be the smoke, Sarah will get taken down from Miss Marie. Corey shut down from inside of construction, and Marie is going ballistic in this game.
Yeah, this is a thing. Like, again, having Miss Marie on the entry and then Luna on the ace is working so well. I think I was gonna actually say it. Like, I was thinking it would have happened as Luna came up the stairs. She got the pick on Rafters. She started moving, towards Rafters 90, and I was just like, she's literally like the Terminator, and just walking through it all. And I respect it. I respect it a lot. I think that it's very, very exciting stuff, really, to see this roster. Again, I will say that Divina Victoria, I think there's just a few things that need ironing out. Definitely. Again, this is only play day one, Fraser, so I'm not.
Mhm.
I
Attackers need
There
to
can be a
locate
number of
different
things
main
in
bomb
play here. There
location.
can be, you haven't quite got your feelers out for the other teams yet. There can be a bit of play day one nerves as well.
Mhm.
But again, the main takeaway I would think if I was Divina Victoria right now is just okay. Our roams need to be a little bit closer to those initial points of entry for the attackers. We need to be focusing on wasting time. We need to be focusing on being a nuisance more than going for those late round flanks, because what's a late round flank if they've already got the plant down? You're in a retake situation then. And that's incredibly difficult to deal with.
I mean, let's kind of look at this on a bit more of a positive note, shall we? Let's look at what Divina Victoria so far have been doing great. We're seeing adaptations from them. We're looking at the operator lineups that they brought out. Corey has played 3 different operators in the past 3 rounds, going from, going from the
Defo.
Aruni over to Valkyrie, and then from the Valkyrie over to Wamai. So what we're seeing is adaptations, and that is good. Unfortunately,
Yeah.
they haven't quite been up to scratch, or at least up to the same standard that we might like to see. Sarah playing with the Jesco Charm, I love to see that. There's adaptations not only with the operator picks, but also with the site picks, and I think that's important to highlight.
Oh yeah, definitely. They're trying to. It's kind of that thing where it's like, okay, let's just try again. Let's just try and iron out what we think went wrong. And again, yeah, I appreciate that they are trying to just mix up the operator, see if something will work in that way. I do think it's a lot to do with positioning. Someone was upstairs right now, Luna would be dead if they had that logistics peak. Provided it hadn't been droned out, obviously. But then if it is droned out, they're still making them waste that time.
Yeah, C4 doesn't quite connect onto the box, so she will be able to continue her job there, opening up that main hallway. Looking over towards where they're going to go for a plant, more than likely, I'd expect on that B bomb site. That's the place that Luna has attempted to go for the plant numerous times in the past, and you know what? If it ain't broke, don't fix it.
I mean, yeah, 100%. And they're 30 seconds away from roughly the mark where they keep planting when it comes to this site. So I am curious to see how this next 25 seconds go now, Fraser. Shishka making her way up towards AK as well. A little bit of a pinch could come through here.
Ooh. Yeah, so I'm hoping that DV might be able to recognize that, well, so far the last couple of attacks onto this bomb site, we have seen that dart pressure from Shishka. We have seen the drop down from that kitchen hatch. Look at it, step 1, step 2, step 3. What I'm seeing right now, garage pressure, not garage pressure, dart pressure.
Ooh.
Somebody needs to try and deal with that. Shishka will get flashed out. Ava will take down the carrier. And that's going to be Luna off the board. That means someone else is going to have to try and deal with that at some point. Ava will get shut down from Shishka, pushing in towards the bomb site for now in a 4v4. Plenty of time to figure out where this execute is going to be going down. Sledge will be attempting to go for the plant. Miss Marie takes down Bibby. Keenan's missing some of the shots, but will be able to take down Shishka. Mia will take down Sarah, and the plant has now gone down. 3v2, Tina Corey up against the wall. Corey will take down Miss Marie. It's going to equal things up just a little bit more. They've got the time to figure out where this plant is, where these players are, and how they want to deal with it. As a 2v1 will now unfold. Sledge could be the last player on the side of Team Queen, and they're just going to make it work out in dividends.
That was a good attempt by Divina Victoria there to try and go for the retake. Again, very difficult situation when you got someone wiggling around like that. Very difficult to go for a pinch as well unless you time it absolutely correctly. I'm not sure if the intel was there then, really, for them to be able to truly know where that sledge was. But I mean, so far, again, like, I know that it can be relatively balanced depending on bans, but things are still a little bit defender-sided for a majority of the maps, and the fact that Queen have picked up 5 rounds on attack is very scary.
Mm-hmm.
And again, I think this is the last round for Divina Victoria on defense. This is where they really need to make things happen, and this is why I'm loving a little bit of the gym bedroom situation, Fraser. And we're going to see that mirror, presumably bathroom. Yep, there we go. We see Connie already making her way over to do that lovely, lovely mirror hole. I love this hole so much. It can be so, so dirty.
Okay, so talk to me a bit about this mirror setup then. How is this going to work out?
So basically, should they get Spar Wall open, which you would assume that hopefully they wouldn't, depending on, you know, how well those mute jammers are going to work. Presumably there will be a mute jammer against the Spar Wall at some point as well. Oh wait, no, this is completely... Are they leaving that open? Fraser, okay. That's a little bit disgusting. This is very aggressive coming from Divina Victoria, but I'm actually here for it. I'm so, so here for it. Okay, so what they're going to do, they're going to have this massive line of sight. Connie's going to be behind that mirror. There's going to be the alibi behind the shield. There's also presumably maybe someone will play around the staircase area so that, you know, the alibi will be there as bait. And then as soon as they get that live ping, we're going to see some double swing outs from the bathroom and behind that shield from the stairs area. And it's going to catch Queen a little bit off guard.
All right, so when we're looking at this right now with the utility that they've got, this is going to be really formidable for Team Queen to have to deal with. How are they going to dismantle it?
Well, already it's a little bit worrying that Marie has... Okay, she's leaving. No, it's fine. I was going to say, I think that was a really interesting... you know, that could have been a really good place for Marie to be holding. Because it kind of puts Eva on a little bit of a difficult situation where they're, you know, a little bit distracted by the person on the window, and they're kind of thinking like, oh, will I get flanked if I am playing aggressively like this? So, you know, that was really well played there. But, oh, Luna! Picking off Sarah. But Tina is going to respond, and we're going to see a bit of a trade sesh here, Fraser.
Yeah, I mean, Connie's going to get demolished there. One player left standing for the side of DV. It's going to be Bibby up against, well, the might and fortitude of Team Queen. The plan's going down. We'll be able to get the down onto Mia. Looking over the second one. Mesmery will shut her down. And, well, a solid 6-round performance thus far from the side of Team Queen. They are here to stay, but they're also here to play. Looking at this right now, 7th round in. We're going to be swapping over roles. We're going to be swapping over sides. Team Queen now on the defensive half. Divina Victoria. Grace, what do they need to do here?
I mean, this is the thing, because it's going to be a very difficult situation for them now, because again, I'm expecting Queen to play probably a very aggressive defense here. So if I was Divina Victoria, I would absolutely just go so cautious into it. You know, we want to be really making sure we're checking those flank cams. We really want to be making sure we're droning everything out. So there will be a bit of patience required. I'd say that's the main word here, Fraser. Divina Victoria need to be so patient here, but they can't be so patient that they waste all of their time. Yeah, they can't just waste all of their time to the point where they're not actually going for the execute. They're not setting up for the execute, and this is the risk here. And again, because it is match point as well, the pressure's really on.
So yeah, just to clarify for everyone that is watching right now, the barcode lady on the side of Team Queen is Kitty. It's a nice little barcode name. I guess that's a little bit harder to stream snipe compared to Kitty R6, but regardless, we are looking at a match point scoreline for the side of Team Queen. Divina Victoria yet to pick up a round, but we love to change, you know, the scoreline here. I love an underdog story, but more than that, I love to believe in the best of these teams. From what we've seen of Divina Victoria, they are willing to change up what they're doing on the fly to potentially try and pull things back in their favor. We're looking over at Sarah playing on the IQ. I think that makes a lot of sense as a very good counter, not only to the Vigil, playing with that ERC7 scanner, but also more importantly, in my opinion here, the Valkyrie cameras. The information game that we have seen Team Queen acting upon is absolutely pivotal to try and clear out.
But you know, this is, again, I love what Divina Victoria have done here, where they've got the Twitch, they've got the drones on the go, they've got even the IQ to feed back intel about where, you know, where utility may be placed. Even they've got the Vigil on defense, so they can even trace down the Vigil as well. And it does look like they're going to go for a patient clear here.
Yeah, I mean, Cody's already going to be taking down in towards dirt right now. Tina looking over towards that main kitchen hatch, whether or not they can open that up. There is a player upstairs, however, Bibby will be holding on to the flank for now. Very nice position being held there by Bibby. It's a very nice angle to basically just deny any pressure coming from that main stairs. The is droning in. Cody's already inside of Dart. They're aware of her position. I'm interested to know whether or not there's a vault cam inside of Dart, whether or not that has been spotted out. Shishka with the impact trick is going to come out, and oh, that is beautiful. Usage of utility coming down with the impact grenade to get rid of an extra thermite charge. That's massive.
Yeah, 100%. I mean, one thing I will say is that I think DV have worked out that they can kind of maybe go a bit more direct, as there is this extended hold, and I think they're trying to kind of play Queen at their own game now.
Yep.
And they are, again, they're just trying to focus on getting this hatches open, but again, the impact trick is there, and it's a very, very difficult one to do. And oh, well, there we go, there's a C4. It's going to be even more difficult because now the thermite's completely taken off the table as well. So that's no hard breach, Fraser.
Yeah.
They have to go directly. They have to go down those stairs now, and going down those stairs, you are open to those flanks.
Yeah, Cody will take down Shishka, will get traded out in retaliation by Miss Marie as Luna rotates back onto the bomb site. Sarah holding on to the flank for now. Interested to know whether or not there are flank drones available. The Shadow will give away the position of Luna, but Sarah will fall. Maybe now the last hope and bastion for the side of Divina Victoria. There's 4 players left on the board for Team Queen. 25 seconds. Gonna be going for the first gunfight. We'll take down Mia. Looking for the second one, however. We'll pull out the sidearm. Sokarama's Kitty's gonna take her down. Team Queen 7 rounds on a row. Looking at that right now, they are making this look easy. That is unfortunate for the first map in this best of 3 format going the way of Team Queen. Well, gonna look over towards the next couple of maps to see how that's gonna perform. But for now, Team Queen really putting their name on the map to make sure they are gonna be recognized as well. They won the first season of CCSW, and they're here to win the second.
I mean, that was just disgusting, if I'm honest. Like, 7-0 for the first map of the season. Again, for Divina Victoria, I do really feel for them right now because they had the right idea. And again, Connie was going for these very, 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 thought out and logical, retakes towards the end when plants were going down. I just think that the initial roam needs to be a little bit close to sight. And again, I think DV will go back and they'll watch this VOD over and they'll be like, yeah, actually, we should have, had the intel and known, okay, they are maybe coming a bit close to sight. Perhaps it's better to be safe than sorry. Perhaps we should start this off in more of a turtley way over an extended hold and a very, very extended roam as well, which really, that only benefits you in the late round. So, again, Divina Victoria, ich liebe. But that was a little bit saddening for me. I really wanted to see them do a lot more than they actually did. But again, it is only the first map of the night, Fraser. We are going to go to the second map. And again, the second map will be on Oregon, I believe. So it is kind of like Clubhouse 2.0, but I reckon, DV will be like, okay, this is what went right. This is what went wrong. Let's bring the thunder now.
Yeah, I mean, let's kind of, be realistic about this for a second. Team Queen kind of came in this. A lot of people were expecting them to dominate. And right now, they've done exactly that. For the side of Divina Victoria, however, I want to touch on them just a little bit, here. And talk about the fact, well, obviously it's been a while since they played competitively before. On the other hand, with Team Queen, some of their players, like Mia, they've kind of taken a step away from competitive Siege for a little while. On the other hand, you look at players like Shishka, Miss Marie, they are still playing, they're still here, rocking around within the Rainbow Six Siege scene. I think right now what we're seeing is a nice little kind of welcoming home, a nice welcome to CCSW gift basket, if you will, of a clean 7-0 from the former champions.
Yeah, defo. Yeah, a gift. It certainly was. It's kind of like taking a gift basket and just throwing it at someone, though. 7-0 to start this off. Bloody heck, we are in for a season, Fraser. We are in for a season indeed. Again, though, I'm going to see how the second map goes. Map goes. This is, again, a matchup I was very, very excited for. And again, I understand the logic completely behind a lot of the stuff DV did. I just think that again, this is probably my advice to all of the teams starting the season: start more defensive, and then be a little bit more aggressive, go for those flanks, things like that. Start way more defensive because you don't know on play day one. Everyone's getting the feelers out. You're trying to see what everyone else is doing. You don't know who is aggressive and who isn't. You don't really know what people are going to bring to the table. There's very limited VODs available. Um,
Yeah.
go a bit more passive. Go a bit more turtle mode. Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles.
I mean,
That's what we want to do.
I'm just kind of looking at my notes here. How to beat a CCSW team are Opera Protest. Because right now, you're not going to beat Team Queen in a mechanical gunfight right now. Looking at that performance, they are feeling it. I just really want to highlight Miss Marie because that was insane. Her initial performance right today. So I'm very happy about that. I don't know if we're going to be bringing back McCready in as the desk host just yet, or if we are not. We are not. Thank you very much, Miss Producer Lady. Thank you very much for sorting that out. So yeah, I think we're just going to go straight to a break in a minute. We're just going to get prepped for our second map in this best of 3 format. Grace, which map do we have land on?
We have Oregon. So again, it's Clubhouse 2.0. It has become the kind of standard. Everyone knows how to attack it. Everyone knows how to defend it. There's things that you expect to happen. Although I will say there are certainly setups in that first map that I didn't expect to happen. So again, we're probably going to see a lot of creativity in this next map as well. It's just, again, this is a map where it's all about the map control. So again, with the roam presence, this is where I really want to underline a lot. How are you going about with that roam to keep that map control firmly in your back pocket for as long as possible?
Mhm.
Again, Queen are starting on defense this time. Um,
Yeah.
and judging how they were choosing to go in for the roam and their way they did their extension,
Mhm.
it was certainly more distracting to B Titans initially than how B
Yeah.
Titans played their defense. So again, I'm expecting that again, and I'm expecting DV to maybe adapt to that again, and
Yeah.
maybe DV will again try Team Queen at their own game, go for more of a direct execute, but there's only a few sites you can really do that on. Again, if they do go for basement as an example, you can just get blue and elbow and then force the plant from there. But whether or not Queen will bring some disgusting elbow setup is yet to be determined. I'm assuming they will. um, and again, going how that first map went, the energy is going to be feeling a little bit rocky for DV right now, and they need to get the energy up and get into focus mode because they have to make it go to map 3. I refuse. I refuse for it to not.
Well, you know
I'm
what? We're going to be looking at this. I think we're going to go for a quick 5-minute break just so we can wrap things up. I can get some more go-go juice. And you know what? I think it's going to give Grace a little bit of time to figure out some other words that she can use to describe her optimism. I'm looking forward to this one. You know what, Grace? I think we're going to have a fun time. See you soon.
Mm.
Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome back to the CCSW Season 2 Playday number 1. We're currently moving on to our second map in our very first best of 3. We've got Team Queen versus BTITANS, Davina Victoria. My name is Reese. I'm joined, as usual, by the incredible Grace. Good afternoon. How are you doing?
I'm doing fine, Fraser. How are you doing?
A little bit tired, but you know what? These teams have been waking us up. That first map was an absolute storming of the barricades coming in from Team Queen. We saw BTITANS, Davina Victoria struggling a little bit. However, again, this is a best of 3 format. They've still got opportunities to pull this one back and to show us what they're capable of doing here. Looking over towards our second map of Oregon, what'd you expect here?
I mean, it depends whether or not, we're going to have a little bit of a lesson learned from the first map. Again, we want to keep that map control firmly in our back pockets at all times, especially on the defense. And if you're on the attack, you want to be gaining that map control in order to then set up for the execute. So, once again, we're going into these map bans. And again, I am expecting, first and foremost, probably a Thatcher ban. And if we don't get the Thatcher ban, I will be very surprised.
Okay, so talk to me about that. Why Thatcher?
Thatcher's the most banned attacker for any kind of tournament, any kind of, any tier of tournament. It's always a Thatcher. He's such a strong utility clear. He can help the hard breach as a support. He can clear specific choke points, which have a ton of utility stacked on as well. He's just a very powerful attacker to get off the board straight away. I am curious to see what this attacking ban. We're going to see an ace. Okay, so DV aren't going to be going into this playing the ace at all. They've decided that's what they want to remove off the table. Again, with this defensive ban, it would be ideal to then go for a Kaid again. But they have been a little bit more creative with their ban. So they're actually going to ban the classic Mirror ban. Again, Mirror's kind of like the Thatcher of defense in the sense that she is just banned so highly when it comes to competitive. People just don't want to deal with that. Maestro on defense. I mean, that's not too bad. This means
come on. I love Maestro.
I mean, Queen aren't probably gonna, they're not gonna use her. That's what that would indicate. So it's just to get, most likely just to get that Elder off the board, because that is like a hot knife through butter. I say this so much. That gun is disgusting, and people do not want to deal with it. And there were some, a little bit of damage and chaos caused by, a Maestro on the defense with Davina Victoria's, defensive half on the last map. So perhaps they just don't want to contest against that at any point. But as I say, Queen are starting on defense and they're choosing to start downstairs. So, I mean, looking at this lineup, what I am assuming is that we are going to see that kind of smoke elbow hold, the very classic one. So again, there's going to be a lot of utility dumping that needs to come through from Davina Victoria. They need to be bringing that Zofia to that blue double door and, Hibana as well, I'd say, to begin with, maybe for a few flashes in with it. Just clear that elbow as quick as possible. Start getting the pressure onto, meeting and pillars and get the plant down. I making it sound so easy, but it's never. So,
I mean, a couple of things that I also highlight about the operator bans was that we've got 2 target bans going down range. First one from Team Queen, the Maestro being banned out. We did see that, I believe, Ava was playing on the Maestro last map, if I can remember correctly. I probably can't. But also, secondly, the Ace ban going down is also going to affect. It's going to affect Luna, who was historically playing the Ace. Historically speaking, Luna was generally the entry frag. She was the one playing on the Ash, kind of going in, doing the whole shooting everybody in existence. That has now kind of been taken up by Miss Marie. So she's now kind of moved over to more of a support role. I'd expect that we're probably going to see Thermite fulfilling that kind of operator niche now. Hibana is also in play. However, I'm more expecting that it'll likely be the Maverick that'll be brought out for that.
Yeah. And I will say as well, to be honest, I prefer the Thermite now that Thermite has the smokes. Ace doesn't. You can, use those smokes very effectively when you go for the execute. So I would say it's benefiting them more to have the Thermite. It's just, again, those Selmas can be thrown from a distance, so it can benefit you if people are going for vertical plays on the defense to get rid of hard breach. But we will see that probably in the later game, because for now they are in basement, and it's very difficult to do verticality on basement as there's no way to do it.
Yeah, I mean, what we're seeing here is that Killbox hatch has already been opened up, utilizing a Thermite charge rather than the Hibana Excaros. Fair enough. Saves a little bit of time if the Hibana is nowhere nearby. Majority of the players on the defensive half are all downstairs. Sarah out on that low kind of flank watch, just making sure that there's nobody rotating out and across. I'm going to be looking over towards how they use their drones, try and make sure that they don't get flanked anywhere. Katie will take a little bit of damage, as will Bibby. However, no major damage has been dealt to either party, as no player has been killed off yet.
Yeah, no, I mean, you know, half the round is gone, no opening pick just yet, so they're kind of being patient with it, which is good. And again, Queen are going for what I felt Divina Victoria should have done more on the first map, but just go for a little bit, you know, play a little bit close to sight, be a little bit more defensive with it. And again, they're kind of covering really every point of entry for these attackers to come from, and it looks like there's going to be a little bit of freezer pressure, but they've got that very, very long line of sight through Laundry into freezer, which, you know, relatively well-known angle that's very difficult to contest if you don't have the utility or the aggression to deal with it. So very curious to see how Divina Victoria react to this.
Yeah, I mean, we've got about 50 seconds left available. We have seen some moves towards that freezer Laundry pressure, and I'd imagine that seems like probably the logical place to go to here. The amount of investment that they've already applied here is too late to go in towards that blue bunker position. Corey's taking point, going in through Laundry for now, trying to clear out the player inside of the little Harry Potter cubby position over there. Corey will take down Luna, that's a good opening kill, but now they need to get a Jimmy on. They need to make a move, they need to get a shift on, to figure out how they are going to apply pressure. The last kind of 20 seconds left available here. Tina has the carrier, so they're going to have to go in for that Laundry push. Corey will take a lot of damage, however, Shishka, fair minimum HP. Nia pushes across in towards Freezer. Get the down. Cena's now going in for the plant, isn't being covered just yet. Trying to get the melee, can't quite connect just yet. Gets a knife somehow. That will ultimately go down. And Divina Victoria, a superb attack going down, if a little bit unconventional, quite a little bit extravagant on the push coming in there, but ultimately works it in their favor.
What on earth just happened? That was, yeah, unconventional to say the least. I mean, it's an interesting one. I really thought that Queen had it then, but there was a little bit of, I don't know if it was just minor panic of just hearing that plant going down and just deciding to go for the melee.
Yeah. I think looking at the operators that they had left alive, Luna dying first was unfortunate. Also, playing on the smoke, I think it's very important that they try and stay alive for as much time as possible. These Toxic Babe canisters, they increase in value the less time that there is available, right? So dying first within about a minute left, it's not the best.
True, but it's again like when you are contesting an angle like that, you need to be aggressive, and they just went for this full rotate. You know, I think it was Sarah last minute just rotating to freezer, and they just all went for it, and then you know, plant coming down from Laundry.
10 seconds remaining.
A little bit janky, but it worked. It worked out well for them.
Yeah, I mean, it's one of those where at the end of the day, they saw an opportunity and they took it. They applied most of their utility, opening up through Freezer and Laundry. They opened up that kill box hatch, but they were only really using that mostly to cut off the rotate there. The lack of investment inside a blue bunker, it really kind of forced their hand in going for a front take there. But ultimately, it did seem like that was the best thing that they could do. Now, looking at the blue icons over by Kitchen, it does look like we've got quite a heavy stack up of players over here. I'm hoping they might be able to try and perform a roam clearance here, try and shut down Kitty inside of Dining as quickly as he can.
Yeah, because again, it's interesting that they're not even trying to contest elbow or blue. They're kind of assuming, okay, tons of utility is going to stack there, and we don't really want to deal with it. We're going to go for a kind of freezer frontal push. So, you know, Queen have now responded by having that roam presence, as you say, around the dining kitchen area. Now, this is a little bit of a time waste. Again, it doesn't really matter too much if Kitty gets some picks or dies. She can have, you know, wasting time is still very beneficial. So she wants to hold this position for as long as possible and really cause a bit of a nuisance for the ladies of Divina Victoria.
Yeah, we do see quite a fair bit of damage has already been dealt onto Kerry. Sarah will take her down. That's good. 1 minute 45. They've got the man count advantage, and now they have pretty much completely cleared this out. But Shishka, looking to be a thorn in the side of DV, will take down Sarah in retaliation. That is good. Opening it back up, 4v4. Let's see what DV choose to do here. Oh, Connie. Taking a little bit of time opening this up, but at the end of the day, that's fine as long as they get it open. That's now going to force Queen to have to go around it. They can't rotate in through kill box if they believe that there's someone upstairs.
No, indeed, and now you've got that hatch nice and open, and again, we've got Tina with the smokes in hand. The only thing I'd say here is that there is going to be a little bit of a congestion from Blue Elbow, that those players are still there. It's going to be a little bit of a nuisance, and yeah, there we are. Shiska's going to start this off by getting a pick onto Connie. So they're aware of that presence here now, and they have to really try and work against it.
Yes, we do hear the first Toxic Babe canister being tossed out by Luna. As Connie did fall, that means that they've not got any more frag grenades available. Timer slowly taken away. Ava playing on the back staircase, looking for a potential kill. And we'll land it onto Miss Marie. Nice intuition, potentially communication coming down to allow that to come through. Oh no, Tina looking the wrong way. It's a quad kill going down for Shishka. Could be a potential ace, however, with 20 seconds ticking away. Tick, tock, tick, tock. Goes to the clock as Bibby looking towards what she can do to pull this one back in her favour. For now, she's got to hold on to the angle. She's got to wait for the kill. Gonna let the timer tick away. Recognizing there's not much chance for her winning this one out. She's already given up here. Fair enough. Recognizing the futility of it, she's spending a little bit extra time just to talk with their team to discuss what they want to do moving in towards the likely Kid Storm's bomb site.
Yeah, for sure. And it's again, it just a little bit, I'd say it's a little bit tricky here, because I'd say that Divina Victoria definitely being a lot stronger on their attacks here than, you know, we saw them on the defense in the previous map. They seem to have more of a coherent idea of, here's our plan, here's what we're going to do. They are being way more patient with it. They're being way more fluid with it. It's just it is coming down to that last minute, really.
Mm-hmm.
And I think it's good to not really try and, you know, waste your time by trying to go for like a 1BX very, very late round. I think that, as you say, that is the time that you want to be talking to your team. You want to be being like, okay, that didn't go great. What could we do this time? What went wrong? Things like that. I mean, I say it didn't go great. It went relatively okay. They were getting somewhere with it. It's just then Queen kind of adapted to where they were attacking from. And again, we did have a little bit of a time-wasty roam situation going on, which was very, very well played by Queen.
Yeah, I mean, something I do actually want to highlight here, and we're going to spend the next kind of little bit just quickly talk about this. DV is one of those teams that has kind of come into CCSW with an open mind and enthusiasm for playing the game that they love. And I think it's very important to highlight the fact that they are giving it their best and that they're here for fun. And I think that's very important, is recognizing that not every team is going to be number one. Not every team is up to the same skill level. And I think that it is admirable to see that DV are still playing to the best of their ability. And let's just see how it pans out.
Yeah, 100%.
So, Corey looking over towards green hallway for now. We'll get the ping for the player, however, couldn't quite land the shot. Lunar is going to be playing over by the kitchen hallway for now. He's going to take a lot of damage from the player outside. Sarah looking in for the kill. Didn't quite connect just yet. The timer is still taken away. The communication is there, and Sarah is there to act upon it. Superb action coming down from Sarah. Good communication coming down from DV.
Yeah, absolutely. We're going to see a little bit of a Kaid's trick kind of situation coming through, but again, we do have the Maverick, so it doesn't really matter too much about wall being electrocuted. We can still open it, and here's that classic kind of, let's get the long line of sight and let's get that little crawl hole safely behind the boxes, and oh, there we go. Sarah getting the beautiful pick there onto Maya, starting off this attacking push towards the attic area.
Yeah, I mean, Mia dead. Well, that's a little bit unfortunate. That's the C4 gone. Baby, however, underneath, should be able to get rid of these bandit batteries, and that's going to facilitate this wall get opened up. Shishka takes her down with the verticality. Empty go for the bandit trick, isn't going to connect it, as unfortunately it's on the wrong side. Shishka on your left from your right. As Miss Marie will take down Ava. Gets you both full to Sarah right now, currently on a triple kill. She is on fire right now. Miss Marie The shotgun in tow, B-bomb chassis to protect her. Tina with the diffuser. So Shishka Marie, they've done this before, they can pull it back here. We're currently seeing the swing coming across. Connie will take down one, takes in a second. Miss Marie will finally shut down Sarah. The kill will come through. Connie takes down Miss Marie. Another round in the favour of DV. A much stronger opposition coming down. Specifically for Sarah. As someone I'd like to highlight there.
Definitely. Yeah, that was a really, really, really strong push coming through from Attic. And again, they're being way more fluid on this map than they were on Clubhouse. And it's really nice to see a very, very strong attack coming through from them indeed.
So, I've got a question here. From what you have seen from Queen, is there anything that you'd kind of like to highlight about that last round that you really liked? Because for me, it would have to be the bandit tricking with Shishka. Despite the fact she couldn't get the thermite charge, she did get the IQ down below.
I was actually going to say this. So I know that obviously Luna did fall down on that roam, but I love how aggressive she was being. Because if she would have got the picks as well, it would have been super, impactful. But it's the fact that she was willing to go for like more of an aggressive push. And I say this a lot when it comes to, being aggressive on defense. The attackers will always have their step A, their step B, and their step C as to where they want to go and where they're vaguely expecting you to be. If you suddenly appear and you're being super aggressive and you kind of give them the razzle dazzle again. I keep saying that statement, but you are bringing the fight to them a bit more. It can catch them off guard 9 times out of 10. And I really respect it when players are willing to do that on a roam, when they're willing to just get their hands a little bit dirty and be like, okay, I'm either going to waste a bit of your time or I'm going to kill like 1 to 2 of you by being super, super aggro. Or even indeed, if you do get taken down, perhaps they will be concerned about how aggressive it was, and it will make them waste more time through getting their intel out, getting those drones, and really checking. Okay, maybe were they double roaming? Is there a second person that's suddenly going to appear and try and take us down suddenly? So yeah, I always really respect an aggressive roam, to be honest.
So something I'd like to potentially see from DV is maybe keeping an eye on their number of drones that they have left alive, and we can already see it from the UI just underneath the operator icons. We can see the number of drones that they have left available, and quite a few of them have already been destroyed. It's not the best, not the worst. Let's just kind of see them recognize that and manage that a little bit better, just to make sure that they maintain information throughout the game. Speaking of information from the side of Team Queen, that's something that we've really kind of seen them doing quite well.
Oh yeah, definitely. I mean, Shiska's going to start this off with a pick onto BB. I am aware of the fact that Miss Marie as well is holding tower from the upstairs position with those goo mines. So again, if they're not droning that out carefully and they do try and go for an attic push again, it's not really going to work out well for them. Sarah is going to be down by Shiska as well, about to get potentially her second kill, but Sarah is able to crawl to safety and perhaps will get picked up. Miss Marie is going to take down Connie as well. Fraser, it's like a 5v3, a 5v2.5, I'd say. Again, they have to try and get Sarah up now, which is going to be a little bit tricky, especially, again, if someone decides to get aggressive. Thankfully, they are able to go for the safe revive. I think, yeah, there we go. Eve was aware that perhaps someone would come and be aggressive down that stairs based on the, disadvantage they're now at.
Yeah, I mean, we do see Miss Marie rotating in towards split for now. Tina and Ava both upstairs, so that will leave Sarah down below for the flank watch. They can try and keep an eye out on Nad. My concern about Miss Marie right now is if she's able to rotate away, sneaky beaky and the like, she might be able to get a kill. And that's exactly what she'll get. Tina falls with a kill. It was a headshot even from Marie. Luna underneath as well with the C4. Will get thrown out, won't connect onto anybody. Sarah will shut down Luna in a 4v2 situation here. Ava and Sarah have got opportunities here, but I'm looking at Team Queen for now. They are holding nice and steady. Recognizing that the majority of the pressure has primarily been over towards Trophy, Miss Marie inside of the garage. She might be able to hear where Ava is. It's going to be Shishka to take her down, and one player left standing. It's going to be Sarah inside of Split. Shooting across, doesn't know the location, and that's going to be Miss Marie able to take it down. The Oreo calls coming through there. You can see her looking in that direction here. Watch this.
Yeah, and again, this was a really strong roam going through from Miss Marie against Starling. I love the fact they mixed it up and they started by having Marie play the Legion up in the tower, get those goo mines down, tiny bit of close range intel we love to see it. But then she rotated, and as you say, sneaky beaky, I believe you put it. Sneaky beaky, little positionings, making sure to really keep DV on their toes to the point where, again, DV, they did expect that aggression to come. You saw it by the angles they were holding and where they were holding it. They expected, even Tina here, yeah, perfect. Miss Marie just absolutely just taking her down, but she expected it, and it was just, came down to losing the gunfight, essentially. A very difficult situation to be in when you are suddenly presented with so much aggression.
I'm so bloody jealous of Miss Marie with the plasma pink weapon skin that she has. I hate that she has that. It's infuriating. Like, the amount of times that I've casted her in, like, Benelux tournaments or cups, and, like, I just see her with that and, like, the R4C, and I'm just sitting here like, why? Oh, it's such a nice skin. But, talking a little bit more about Miss Marie, someone I'd like to highlight here so far, going 5 and 3. That is significant when we're looking at the impact that she's been having thus far on the overall team morale, but also the team cohesion for Team Queen.
Yeah, and Shishko as well. Shishko was really working the verticality to her advantage in the last 2 rounds, and she's got some really nice vertical picks through that. And even Sarah on Divina Victoria, she's had some really nice moments the last few rounds. And I think this map's going to be a lot closer than the first one, that's for sure.
So Miss Marie C4 goes flying on out. It's going to get shot out by her team. So that means Ava is not going to take any meaningful damage there. The Montaigne is interesting, however, let's talk about other things that are quite interesting. Shishka takes down Corey. Sarah close by for the refrag, but it hasn't happened just yet. Who's going to bait this one out first? Who's going to swing it out first? We're just going to wait and see for now. Both players have a general idea that there's somebody there. It's just kind of a siege feeling. Expectation. Yeah, it's just a siege feeling. You know someone's going to be there. Sarah will peek on, takes down Shishka, so that's a good start. However, main damage has already been dealt with, right? You lose the Cade, but you lose the Montaigne and the Maverick. 2 of your most influential operators here. They're gone, off the board, they're dead. They're dead, Jim. They're dead.
Like, really? You're quoting Star Trek at a time like this? We are now in a 4v4. That 4v2 is Luna's going to get an SMG-11 into Tina's face. Again, this flank coming through from Kitty. Sarah really has to mind her P's and Q's. She's aware of the player just behind pillars, and she is going to be aware of Kitty on the flank as well. BB's going to take a hell of a ton of damage. Ideally, they need to get to each other and try and go for a bit of a duo push, ideally. I would say that's their best bet here.
Yeah, we do see Kitty playing over by that green hallway for now, recognizing there's probably somebody over there, so I'm just going to kind of hang about for now. Maybe check Reddit on my phone. I don't really know what competitive players do in their free time. Sarah, meanwhile, going to be hunting for the kill for now. Baby, fairly low HP, so it's going to be holding a bit more of a passive angle, holding on towards that main pillar area. Claymore does get set down. Looks like they're going to try and rotate away. So we've got 50 seconds yet, and we do hear the drone going down from Sarah, which is good. Still fully utilizing the information that they could potentially get. That is important.
Oh yeah, 100%. And, you want to be using all of the drones you can, especially when you try and cover all of these flanks. When there's just 2 of you, you really want your dead teammates to be giving that intel to you. Sarah's going to also take down Luna there. So this evens it out a little bit. Nice even Stevens, 2v2 situation, Fraser.
Yeah, I mean, Mir is going to be able to hold on to that main hallway. It looks like the execute has to go in through E-Box, also affectionately known as the kill box. As well, a lot of people generally die in there. Baby will get killed from a Syria gate, leaving Sarah on her lonesome. 2+ left to find here. Prefast coming across, will get shut down.
Ooh,
A nice little trade to finish that one up. Kitty and Sarah with Mir killing off Bibi from a Syria gate. Just a reminder, the Syria gate does like 30 HP damage, I think. Don't quote me on that. I'm not Wikipedia or the Siege Wiki. I don't know. I'm actually gonna, you know what? I'm gonna find that out. I'm gonna Google that.
Okay,
it does 30. Thank you very much, Google. I'm kidding. It wasn't Google. It was our production. Thank you.
We are going to see them move to, I believe that was kitchen dining, as we just saw before. But again, look how... I like what both teams are doing. I really do. I think it's working out really well for both of them. And I think this is why we are seeing a bit more of an even map here. There does seem to be more of a focus on kind of getting that control for the setup of the execute. One thing I will say is I absolutely, on a deep and passionate level, despise the kitchen dining site as a defensive hold. I would rather players go to the kitchen meeting. I think it's so much easier to defend. There's so much more map control that needs to be gained, and it's way harder to take that map control. For example, the attic. That's a really pivotal point of control if you are going for the execute on, for example, rear stage. Again, going to kitchen dining. As soon as they have this small tower, 99% of their work is done. Because then you just have to take showers and then get the plant down. And once you've got that breach wall open, it's very difficult to, get any throwables prepped and ready from kitchen. And it's almost like, I wouldn't say a freebie, but it's almost like, in terms of making it difficult for the attackers, you're basically giving them a little bit of easy mode.
I kind of want to ask if we're allowed to do something. I'd like to see whether or not we're allowed to do a poll right now for whether pancakes are classed as a breakfast or a dessert. I'm going to ask if we can do that, and as that's kicking along, we're going to be starting off with this round. Corey will take down Miss Marie, but lovely salvo. Round number 6 right now, the last attacking round for DV. They want to make this one stick, but Team Queen, this is their last opportunity. Considering that we're on kitchen dining, they're holding upstairs inside of the main second floor area. This is smart, very logical. They're trying to waste as much time and utility up here as humanly possible. Humans will go down. The Echo Yokai drone will be able to buzz out a couple of the players, disorientating them in a little bit. Luna rotating in towards Attic for now. This wall is soft, and that could be huge. She's able to peek through these bullet holes here, wait for the information, potentially get a kill onto Bibby. Human will give away a position for now. 1 minute 45. We are seeing slow pressure being established on towards the second floor. Luna will take down Corey, gets the down and the confirm. Bibby, now going to be on her own, at least for now. Looking for some of the information that she can potentially get out of this. Luna will take down Tina. And again, this is slowly snowballing in the favour of Team Queen. 4v2. Grace, I'm looking at this. What hope does DV have right now?
I mean, I'm always the optimist, so I'm going to say winnable. I'm going to say winnable completely. They got a ton of utility they can use. All C4s off the table, but one. They do have the IQ also to check out a ton of that utility. I'm not just saying destroying, but to check out. Just win these now. I think it is going to be difficult, and there we go. Kitty is going to take down Sarah. Nice and cleanly. It's all left down to BB. She will get absolutely ran upon now, and there we go. Luna is going to finish off that round. That is Team Queen winning round number 6.
Yeah, I mean, looking at that right now, Team Queen feeling pretty confident with this map so far. They're going to be swapping over sides in case any of you are not familiar with the competitive format. Round number 7, both teams will swap over sides. The defensive half will then swap over to attack, and likewise, that means Team Queen are now going to be attacking. Looking over towards BTITANS Divina Victoria, Kids Dorms is going to be the first bomb site that they want to go to. I'm interested about this.
Yeah, absolutely. I will say that, again, I am slightly concerned because of how Divina Victoria were in the first map when it came to their defense. At the same time, I will say that this seems to be a more comfortable map for them. Perhaps it's a map that they have scrimmed just to the absolute nines, and they are just way more comfortable with it. Again, their attacks were so coherent, they knew exactly where they had to gain that kind of foothold in order to try and go for a setup and execute. So again, I'm expecting their defense to kind of be more indicative of that knowledge. I love the fact that we're seeing the Frost come to the table. We do love a bit of the Pogmat situation. Obviously, having that secondary shield is very, very useful, especially on this kids bunk site. So, looking at the lineup, and again, I love the fact that they brought the Alibi. I do have a special place in my heart for Alibi. I think that she's a very underrated operator, and I do always love seeing her in compet, and I wish people would play her more in compet. Very, very good for gaining intel, very good for baiting other teams, especially when you're against a team who are going to be kind of swinging out here, there, and everywhere.
Yeah, and I mean, I think it's quite fun, especially with the weapon. You know, the MX4 Storm, very powerful SMG, can do quite a fair bit of damage. Looking over towards the side of Team Queen, you've got a lot of hard breach as well, mixed in with quite a fair bit of soft breach. We're looking at the Sledge, the Ash, the Zofir, but also the Maverick and Havana. And like this, very smart, very logical. Connie is taking a lot of the bait and a lot of damage onto herself. Will get shut down. Very nice crossfire, very nice application of utility on to that top of tier 3. Sarah will get shut down as well. DV, I like the idea. Execution wasn't quite up there, unfortunately. Team Queen right now, they're going to be taking control of Attic, and, well, honestly, right now, there's not too much that they need to be too concerned about.
No, not at all. Well, as we say that, Eve is gonna give Miss Marie something to be concerned about, like a little bullet to the head. Miss Marie falling. All that Zofia utility now off the table as they are pushing ever so closely towards trying to set up for their execute. So that's going to be a little bit of a bummer for Team Queen right now.
Yeah, lovely little shot coming down there from Luna with love to Tina. Maybe holding on towards that big window for now with the alibi. MX4 Storm, Shishka playing inside of Attic, is going to be looking over towards taking control of this at some point. We do see the Frost Trap at the bottom of that little Attic section. Luna is going to be drawn down by Mia. Love to see it. Again, drone working information is absolutely crucial. And a beautiful little shot from Ava onto Shishka. 3v2 situation for now. Ava and Bibi, they just need to hold it steady, look over towards our opportunities, but Ava will fall to Mia.
Yes, indeed, but I think Diffuser is actually all the way in Big Tower, so BB can just play this super passively. She knows they have to go for the Diffuser. One has indeed jumped in on that double window. They are looking like they're going to try and go for a pinch. Oh, there we go. A triple pinch, backed into the corner of kids. Not a lot you can do in that situation, BB, but I do respect the fact that you tried.
Yeah, Bibi really kind of trying out there. Unfortunately, there's so many lines out there, and looking over towards the side of Team Queen, they feel pretty happy about themselves. So as a reminder right now, this is 5-2 on the second map here. Could potentially go towards that third map, but in order to make that happen, Davina and Victoria need to win this map here. If Team Queen win this map, that's them going up into the upper bracket, and Davina and Victoria going to the lower bracket. So for now, there's quite a fair bit on the line here, but also, there's pride, right? At the end of the day, you want to try and win as many rounds as possible, and you want to win as many maps as possible. So I'm hoping that we're going to see a solid effort coming in from both teams, but for now, we're just going to have to wait and see, right?
One thing I will say, actually, Fraser, is that... So, Queen obviously are playing against Davina Victoria here. Davina Victoria, obviously a lot of expectations going into this. They have played together for a very, very long time. I absolutely, on a massive, like, quantum level, adore the Davina Victoria girls. I absolutely cannot express enough love towards them. I think they're all amazing. As people, as players, they're chef's kiss.
Speaking of chef's kiss, we had a poll in chat, and 42% of the people that voted on the chat voted that pancakes are breakfast material. Only 25% of them voted that it was an anytime thing. I cannot believe that right now.
I mean, really, the only time I actually have pancakes is Pancake Day, so
What is Pancake Day?
Like, it's like before Easter times.
I don't know when Easter is.
It's like, it's always like at the start of the year.
The only reason I care about Easter is because you get discounted chocolate afterwards. Like, honestly, there's no happier feeling in the world going into like Tesco or something, going into an Aldi's, of all places, and getting discount chocolate afterwards, right?
Can't relate, unfortunately, but...
Fair.
What I will say is, again, Davina Victoria, they've come into this and I really thought they'd do well. The fact that a team who've played together so consistently for such a long time and really are quite active and competitive are struggling against Team Queen really shows how strong Team Queen are as a team right now. Yeah. And the teams that have played together less, I would be scared for them right now. That's
really good teamwork coming out there from Sarah. Takes them Shishka, that's going to alleviate some of the pressure that Connie was feeling up on that top of the tier 3. Again, the entire point of Connie playing on top of tier 3 is to try and essentially and bait as much of the utility and time as possible. Her job is to essentially be the canary in the coal mine. And Sarah will take down Luna as well. Another player falls. I'm liking the setup coming down for DV. Team Queen, I want to see them adapt to this.
Yeah, 100%. But again, I love the fact that they are not scared to just keep using this utility. There we go. Lovely little grenade to prevent those X-Kairos from being denied. And we are hopefully going to start seeing the wall open up now. So we are going to see Tina move slightly away from that wall and just hold along a passive angle instead. So again, I would say that yes, they have got the wall open, but DV still have a significant advantage here, and they just need to play it a little bit passively.
Yeah, so we do see Kitty playing on a long angle. I usually hold this on ranked, and you can usually get a nice little kill onto the player as they try and rotate out of Attic. Right now, Mia, the player with the carrier. It's not going to be anything too much right now as Connie will take down Kitty. Tina takes down Miss Marie. One player left standing is going to be Mia. And a lovely, flawless round coming down for Divina Victoria.
Yeah, that was really gorgeous by them, if I'm honest. More of that, please.
So right now, what would you like to see from both of these two teams leading off of today? If you could give them one bit of kind of feedback.
I would say that I would say DV need to work on their clubhouse a little bit.
Okay.
Especially again in terms of roam presence. And I would say that Team Queen need to well, I'd say both teams actually. Both teams need to like be a little bit more passive at times, I'd say. But I have absolutely loved the aggression coming through from Team Queen at times, especially on their defensive path. And I would be curious to see you know, both these teams on both these maps, in fact, going forward, and see how they adapt to what's happened this evening. Or will they try and do the same? I think that's the most interesting thing. And again, it is only day one, Fraser. It's only play day one of the season of CCSW. And that is always very, very exciting to me. I think, you know, it's going to be another like week or two before we can start working out little patterns and the way things are probably going to go. That's when the predictions are going to get a bit more coherent as well. That's when teams are going to start really having the feelers out for each other and knowing what to expect, and we will see a lot more creativity and a lot more adaptations come to the board. And again, I think Divina Victoria so far playing a very solid defense, really, and it's really nice to see, especially considering how the first map went. I reckon if they keep doing what they're doing and they keep, you know, knowing when to be a bit more passive, they are going to try and pull this back up to hopefully a 5-5, and then we'll see what happens.
Yeah, 100%. I mean, it's just looking at how this map will pan out. Honestly, it's hard to predict because it just entirely depends on how the players perform on the day, in the match, in the round. So we do have Ever playing on Pillar for now. Going to be spawning out the drone. There's going to be a player close beside there. Two players, in fact, and Ash and Azofia. The Ash playing over here. Luna going back over to that entry frag role. Again, this is actually something I'd highlight. Team Queen are swapping up the roles just a little bit. Something we did see from DV as well. That's very good to see. I like the adaptations and being a lot more flexible and versatile depending on what the team best needs at the time. I love that.
Oh yeah, 100%. And again, I think my main want right now is that I do want DV to win this map. I want Divina Victoria to win Oregon, so we get that third map of
very nice.
It's very, very naughty, the little grenade, and then finishing off with Luna getting the pick onto either there.
Yeah, I mean, Ever off the board, that's going to force Connie to push on up. They need to try and gather that pillar pressure. They need to try and alleviate that some way, somehow. Otherwise, Shishka will be taking point, going in towards that B bomb. It's going for a plant. Connie and Bibby will pick up 2 kills of their own. Shishka enters into the B-bomb site now. Connie, 2 toxic babe canisters, SMG-11, and a very, very scary shotgun. Miss Marie doesn't look like she's too aware of the position, but she will be now. Toxic babe canister gets tossed on out. Miss Marie needs to be careful. However, Shishka will cover the back there. Shishka now going in for the plant. We do see the lovely cross being held not only by the Yana and Elbow, but also the player on the end of Pillar for now, as Bibby was shut down. One of the players inside of Elbow. 2v1 engagement here, Miss Marie and Kitty versus Bibby. This could be the match point round for Team Queen, or alternatively, this could be the round that keeps TV in this fight. So looks like Kitty's going to have to go in for the plant. Bibby could potentially try and cover this one out here. I'm hoping the cover will be there from Marie, and it will be indeed. That's beautiful.
Yeah, really nice teamwork there. Really nice teamwork. I will say, good job for BB to managing to deny the plant in the first place. But ultimately, yeah, you got to be really minding your P's and Q's with something like that. I would always expect the second person to probably be at pillars. If you can get rid of them, and then it's like, you know, even if you don't get the person planting, at least then there's still the opportunity for the retake.
Yeah, 100%. I mean, what we're seeing coming down from the side of Team Queen is really good coordination and synergy, acting upon each other, providing that immediate refrag. That's crucial, but also the flank watch, the crossfires are being held, again, was fully exemplified in that round. That was superb.
Yeah, 100%. And, you know, Team Queen ever edging towards victory now, as we are indeed on match point, ladies and gentlemen. Match point, the first matchup of CCSW. And it's so weird, like, it's so weird that, you know, it's been a very long, well, not too much of a long time, but it has been a fairly long time since the first season, and everyone's been so desperately anticipating this, and, you know, it's very surreal to almost be here, you know?
100%. I mean, I remember CCSW was the very first thing that I ever casted. Way back yonder, back like 2 years ago, maybe? I think like 2019, so it's been a long time coming. And it is a pleasure to see all these familiar names and faces mixed in with some new names that we're going to be seeing potentially relatively soon in the second best of three that we do have lined up. But first, let's stick on this match here. Team Queen, Divina Victoria, match point, series point now for Team Queen.
Definitely. So again, this is where DV really need to be minding their own and just being very clever about how they're playing this. They need to get that intel, which is again why I'm a little bit concerned that we're not seeing maybe a little bit more intel heavy operators. They are choosing to bring the Rook still. So again, it's kind of, you know, picking that free armor over perhaps, you know, something like a Valkyrie or something like that. We do have a secondary bulletproof, but again, it's just, I don't know if it's enough. But as I say that, Connie on the Rook indeed is going to take down Luna as this opening pick for this round. So that's one down, only 4 more to go.
I mean, what we're seeing right now is a good opening kill for the side of DV, but Luna off the board. We have seen her pop it off consistently over the past couple of games. Someone else is going to have to step up, and it looks like it will be Miss Marie. Takes down Connie, the player going 7-7. Nice little equalized little KD going on right there. They do have that main kill box hatch opened up. We do see pressure being applied on towards the back staircase. Mia is going to be the one looking up towards the back stairs for now. We're firing a little bit in towards back hatch, potentially showing a little bit of a lack of information going down there. Shishka will grenade out on towards that main pillar area, trying to clear it out, make sure there's nobody there. One player close beside Harry Potter, that's the blue doorway. Ava. She's going to be in that position, needs to hold on towards the back stairs, but also blue bunker.
Yes, indeed. It does look like they're setting up to go for a little bit of a pinch to deal with Eva here in the pillars area. Yeah, there we go. We're seeing Miss Marie come up from the blue area, but Eva's going to actually shut her down. So and there we go. Maya is also going to shut down Eva in retaliation. So it's now a 3v3 situation, Fraser. How exciting.
Yeah, I mean, I'm looking at this right now. This round is going to go down to the wire right now. Opportunities are arising for both of these two teams, but 40 seconds are all that remain in this round to make sure that DV can stay in this fight. The Team Queen are looking relentless. We are seeing utility being applied on towards the bomb site proper. Frag grenade being picked off by Kitty. We'll get thrown on in. We'll clear out, well, some thin air. Very well. It's going to be Casper the Ghost, unfortunately eviscerated by a frag grenade. Tina looking over towards that main pillar section. You're going to have to push in through the main hallway and kill box. That's where the push has to be. So we do see Mir getting taken down. Bibby takes in another. Kitty will shut down Sarah. It's a 2v1 engagement here. Kitty up against the wall. She's not going to be able to make it happen. DV are still in this fight. Round number 10 will be BTITANS.
Really, really well played there. And DV, as you just said, they are still in this fight. They are still willing to give it their all. They are not letting Queen win anytime soon. They're saying, no, we're still here. You really got to fight us for it.
We're here. We're queer. We want to have some beer. Maybe just speak for myself. But anyway, match point, 6-4 scoreline. What more could we ask for in the very first best of 3 in CCSW?
Mate, I think you're a little bit hungry tonight, you know?
I am actually.
Yeah, well, this talk of pancakes and beers and...
I love it. But you know what else I'm hungry for? Some bloody good matches, and that's exactly what we're getting tonight, Grace.
Oh, 100%, 100%. Again, would have liked that first map to be a little bit closer, but this map is certainly making up for it. And if DV can pull this back now, even to overtime, I'm gonna be on the edge of my seat. Again, I really want them to keep fighting this. I want to go to the third map, Fraser. I want to go to the third map. I want to see these two teams, these two absolutely stacked out rosters, go head to head in Hell of a Cell Coastline. That is what I want. Give me what I want.
Well, in order to get there, Grace, we do have a couple more rounds to go right now for DV. And if they are able to perform more rounds like what we have just seen, I am more than confident that we will be going to that third map of Coastline. But for now, we're still series point, we're still match point, and I'm still kind of hungry for pancakes, but that never changes. So we're looking at this right now. Team Queen on the attack. Got a couple of operators I'd like to talk about real quick. Soft breach, I think. Quite useful in this map, but more importantly, the hard breach. What we're seeing was Mir and Shishka both playing different sections of the map. You generally be expecting that you're going to use the Maverick all the way off in attic and the big tower to open up that main attic wall, and then using Mir on the Habana to clear out that main closet wall opening in towards games. So I'm interested to see whether or not Team Queen are going to go for that style of attack. It's a tried and tested method for them, and it has worked out and performed results for them in the past. Sarah gets taken down relatively early on by Luna. That's going to open things up in the favour of Team Queen.
Oh, most certainly, and I do like this position that BB is holding. It's going to allow for a little bit of a hopefully surprise flank to come through at some point should they start pushing into this bedroom area. I don't think they're going to expect her to be there. Or maybe they are. We are seeing the rappel towards the armory window right now, so maybe they are going to try and fish her out first. And this is what I like about Team Queen. They're very good at efficiently being like, okay, we do need to actually clear this person. They might cause an issue later on.
Yeah. That drone will get shot out, so they know Bibby's there. Shishka is going to be able to basically just isolate her out here. Miss Marie will take down Corey. Looking for the second one. Mia will take down Tina. Bibby falls to Marie. It's all but over now. Ava's going to be the last player standing for DV right now. The only person standing in the way of Team Queen, and a flawless flurry to finish this map up. This series off right there. GG. Well played. Excellent match and a superb showing for both of these two teams. Team Queen on top.
I mean, absolutely. You know, they were